this has got to be right because that happened and then that occurred. And there's a friend that I know who saw it happen himself. So it's got to be the right answer. Everybody thinks that they're right because people can only see what they see. They can only see things from their own point of view. You can empathize, you can imagine, you can never ever see anything from anybody else's point of view other than your own. And these days, I mean, it's especially tricky because we actually have arguments now about facts. Instead of facts, we have your truth and my truth and their truth. So the idea of being objective is actually really, really difficult. And eyewitness testimony has actually been shown to be incredibly inaccurate because we all have our own lens. We all have our own conditioning. We all have all the experiences that we've individually been through, which colour and shape the way that we actually perceive things. So you can have 5 people, 10 people, 100 people all at the same event, witnessing the same thing, the same fact. And people will give different descriptions of it. So you have to remember that. And I think it helps to make sense of a lot of the madness and craziness that we witness. And the thing is, when you're trying to prove a world view, okay, what you also have to understand is we're all viewing particular things going on in current times, but you've also got the foundation of what we call history, and people argue over that as well from different political and cultural perspectives. You know, for every person that there is on the planet, there is a unique perspective. We all have our unique take. We all have our unique insight on any given situation. And it's really, really tricky. I was actually out on my walk today, and halfway through, I actually thought to myself, well, we have beliefs, okay? We all believe things and we have belief systems, but of all of the things that we believe, how many of them have we actually witnessed and experienced in person? You know, how epistemological, I would say, we would say as philosophers. Is it based on something that's actually happened, or is it hearsay? Is it third party? It's, oh, well, the thing is, I watched this guy's podcast and I agree with everything that he says. So again, it's got to be right. There's no. And I learned a great phrase. I've learned many great phrases from my mum, actually, but one very relevant to this is lose your mind and come to your senses, because I'm no statistician, but I wonder how many beliefs we have are actually based on real world experience that we've actually had ourselves. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was a tiny minority of things that we've actually experienced directly that inform our belief systems, rather than things that we've been brought up with, that we've been brainwashed by, that we've been indoctrinated with, that we've been told in good faith, because people will believe a particular narrative, a particular view of history, a particular view of how events have transpired in the past to where we are now. How much of it is real, you see? That's why it's why conversations can be great, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you arrive at the truth. And I'm kind of, in my blog post this morning, I was a bit more direct about it, saying, well, what's the starting point that I would go from? It's to admit, I know nothing, you know? But the thing is, there are things that we have experienced, and there are opinions and beliefs that we have that we hold, for whatever reason, that feel right to us, and either sort of make us happy or gives a clearer picture of the world. But I think the I don't know mind, which I've actually explored a lot in my past when I was doing various things online, building different businesses, whatever. The I don't know mind is often the best one, because you can go into everything. My word du jour, fresh. You can go into everything sort of non-judgmentally, and you can be genuinely open-minded in the classical sense, not open-minded in the just whatever the fuck anything goes, not talking about that, but being fresh, open-minded, genuinely open-minded, and going into everything as if it's a new experience and actually experiencing it directly. I think this is a really fantastic way of avoiding dogma. This has got to be right. This must be right. This must be the way that we all have to see things, or else, which is how war starts, of avoiding conflict, unnecessary conflict. All conflict is basically unnecessary when you really think about it. But if you want to live a peaceful and a joyful life, which I certainly do, and that's really what I'm focusing on at the moment, and wanting to perpetuate, be open-minded, and be patient, explore rather than trying to, rip things apart. Be genuinely curious, and in every interaction, look to find the truth in whatever you're discussing, experiencing, and putting out in the world. Thank you very much for listening. Martin Paley here. Do the like and subscribe thing and share to spread this very important message. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Ciao for now.